This is the story of Walter Nebeker. Doing what he likes best, fighting crime in the streets. You see, Walter's a policeman. Unfortunately, the chief doesn't want Walter on the streets.
Captain, get back to your case, boy. Now!
So Walter must fight crime in his own way, in the computer room. That's where he's an expert. Fortunately for me, Walter's advanced knowledge of electronics led him to experiment with what is called a hologram. That's a very fancy word for a three-dimensional picture that, when perfected, can be made to look real, sound real. As a matter of fact, given enough power, it can even be made to feel real. That's kind of what got me into this world. My name is AUTOMAN. You must be Walter Nebeker.
How did you know that?
It's on the programming you fed into my system. I must say, Walter, you're very good. Very good indeed. I look wonderful.
If you do say so yourself.
You programmed me to be honest. But tell me, why did you call me AUTOMAN?
It means that you're the world's first truly automatic man. You can do anything because you're not real.
Oh, but I am. I'm as real as you are, just different. And thanks to you, perfect.
Nobody's perfect, AUTOMAN.
Well, that's not true, Walter. You've programmed me to observe other people and do whatever they can do as well as they can do it. Jimmy Connor's playing tennis, John Travolta dancing. In fact, on a scale of 1 to 10, think of me as an 11.
I've created a monster.
No, what Walter really created was a wonderful force for good. AUTOMAN. That's me.
Shall I get your car, Mr. Gillette?
Good evening. It's a red Porsche.
Yes, sir.
So she was under contract to him for about 4 years before she came over to the other studio.
Well, what do you know? It's America's sweetheart. How are you, Veronica?
Fine. No thanks to you. So how is the Jack the Ripper of journalism?
I gather you read today's column.
I did. And so did my lawyers. I'm going to sue you into oblivion.
It's a shame you can't be that dramatic on screen.
You think you can destroy me?
Is that a threat?
One phone call, I could put you in the obituaries. And don't think I wouldn't do it.
I don't. Hollywood has been. Veronica Everly can't stop trying to throw her weight around. If I hurry, I can still make the Mars column. There you go, son.
You're a dead man, Keith. You hear me?
Ciao, Veronica.
You're dead!
Good evening. Goodbye.
Come in, Jack. Lieutenant Curtis, I would like you to meet Sheila Dunham.
How do you do?
Miss Dunham was Keith Gillette's assistant.
Oh,
Hello, Lieutenant.
how do you do?
I understand you're in charge of the case.
Yes, such as it is. Afraid we don't have a lot of good leads at the moment.
Well, I'll give you more than a lead. I'll tell you who was behind the murder.
Really?
Veronica Everly.
Veronica, you mean the actress?
Most people might quibble with that description.
Well, we'll investigate this woman, but what we need here is evidence, not theory.
Well, here. I brought everything that Keith was working on, all his notes. There are names in there that I've never heard of.
If you got a computer jockey for this, I'll get this stuff to Wally.
See what Nebuchadnezzar can come up with. Right. Okay. Well, thank you, Miss Dunham, for the help. We'll be in touch.
She is going to pay for this. One way or another, she is going to pay. I Wally.
Hi.
Lieutenant Curtis wants to know how you're coming on those gossip columnist notes.
Well, I'm just about to get some answers. Cursor.
Hello, Walter. Hello, Roxanne.
Wally, I don't think this is what the lieutenant had in mind.
He wanted a computer analysis of those notes. Nobody can do that faster than AUTOMAN. Go ahead, Otto. Tell her what you found out.
Okay. Tanya Boyer uses biorhythms before she'll agree to do a picture. Guess who's not really a natural blonde?
Yeah. As soon as Lieutenant Curtis finishes interrogating Veronica Everly, I'll give him all this late-breaking news.
Did she say Veronica Everly is here?
Please, Otto. You've already made me look like a perfect fool.
She's one of my all-time favorite stars. I must have played your tape of Queen of the Nile 100 times. Do you think you could introduce me?
Otto, you're supposed to be helping me, not the other way around.
Well, if you had let me finish, I would have explained I've actually learned a great deal.
You mean about who's a natural blonde and who isn't? Otto.
No, about someone who has a good reason to see Keith Gillette dead.
Who?
Michael Hagedorn. Gillette was involved in an investigation into the financing of a movie called The Silver Dawn. Apparently, it stumbled onto the fact that Hagedorn was paying for the film with illicit drug profits. The notes also show that a major drug transaction is in the works.
Okay, now that's more like it. Wait, do you have this man's address?
Right here. Now, do you think I could meet Miss Everly?
Forget it, Otto. I have enough trouble explaining you to myself.
Where are you going?
Well, I'd like to have something to corroborate this reporter's theories before I go to Lieutenant Curtis.
Would you like me to come along?
Not this time, Otto. I think I can handle this one by myself.
Well, is there anything you'd like me to do while you're gone?
Yes. Nothing.
Well, I'm sure Walter wouldn't mind if I ask her for an autograph. Cursor?
Miss Everly, I'd like to thank you for taking the time to come down here. If there's anything else, I'll call you, all right?
Good evening, Lieutenant.
Oh, Asian man, hello. What brings our Washington's finest down to our humble precinct?
Officer Nebaker's running some computer checks for me. But when I heard Miss Everly was here, I just had to say hello.
Veronica Everly, this is Federal Agent Mann.
Why, hello.
I feel as if we're old friends. I've seen all of your films 3 and 4 times. You're even more captivating in person than you are on the screen.
Well, you're not so bad yourself.
Well, if you'll excuse me, I have a murder investigation to run. Roxanne, would you finish this for me, please?
Sure.
Thank you. Excuse me.
I have a late call at the studio tonight. Perhaps if you're not doing anything later, you'd like to drop by the set.
I think Officer Nebaker was expecting you to stick around.
I'm sure he wouldn't mind. Besides, I've always been fascinated by films. Some of the illusions they create are so real.
Once you know the tricks, you can spot them a mile away.
Is that so?
And I could show you a lot more.
You mean a private tour?
Anything for the boys in blue. Tell me, does that collar require recharging?
No, but I do. Cursor? The auto car, please. I've decided to take Miss Everly up on her invitation. Of course Walter won't mind. You know how open-minded he is. Okay, so we won't tell him. Thank you, Cursor. evening, officer.
Evening. Oh. You must be in that science fiction movie they're shooting.
No, actually, I'm a guest of Veronica Everly. Stage 18?
Oh, yeah. Well, just follow the green line, and when you get
That sounds easy enough. Thank you.
Maybe I ought to go back to the day shift.
Weird.
Cursor? I feel at home already.
Settle, please.
And action.
I've heard it all before, Gib.
Kitty, you think we could lose the gum? Back to number 1, please, everybody. Still rolling. Settle. And action.
I've heard it all before, Gib. You just tell a woman what she wants to hear.
What I want to hear is that you'll leave with me tomorrow.
Never.
You want me as much as I want you.
Don't do this to me. You clumsy oaf!
Cut! Cut! Kitty. You're not giving it to me. You understand? I just don't believe you, that's all.
Well, how do you expect me to do a love scene with this mealy-mouthed twerp?
Hey, look. If your sugar daddy wasn't bankrolling this picture, you wouldn't even be in it.
Get the hell out of here! Go on, get out! Get out!
Jason! What do I do now?
It's a small part. We'll get another actor.
We will. When? I have 3 days to wrap the whole film. Where do I find someone to play Gib?
What about him?
Who?
That gorgeous hunk over there. Now that's somebody I could do a love scene with.
You're kidding. You are. I don't even know who he is.
Well, let's go find out.
Excuse me. You are, Mr.
Mann. Otto J. Mann.
Miss Hopkins. Mr. Mann. Mr. Mann, Miss Hopkins.
My pleasure.
Have you ever done any acting, Mr. Mann?
Oh, all the time. I think there's a little Robert Redford in my program.
How would you like to do a love scene with me? Right here. Right now.
Love scene? You mean like Rudolph Valentino and the Sheik?
Something like that.
Well, certainly. Where's my horse?
No horse, Otto. Cynthia! Can I borrow your script for a moment? Thank you. Read the part of Gib.
I know my lines. I'm a quick study.
Oh.
Hey, Phil, how are you?
Hello, Mike. Can I get you anything, Mr. Hagedorn?
No, that'll be all, Oscar. Thanks. You just come from the set?
Yes.
And?
Go slowly. Falling farther behind. I can't tell you what that's costing you.
Is that all you can say? And what about Kitty? How's she doing?
Fine, she's doing fine.
Come on. Tell me the truth.
You've seen her perform. What do you think?
You know what I think? I think that someday she's going to be a big star. That's what I think.
Yeah, as your lawyer, I have to remind her that if they don't finish shooting this movie by the 14th of this month, the other investors have the right to pull out, which means you'll get stuck with the whole 20 million.
So, look, if worse comes to worse, we'll cut out the last few scenes.
Unfortunately, the contract is very specific. If you don't deliver every word as written in the script, every scene, then they have the right to walk away without coming up with a dime.
You know, you were the one to push me into investing in this movie. Best way in the world to plow back my drug profits. That's what you said. So what happens? I end up having to kill a gossip columnist to keep him from exposing my whole operation.
I checked with the DA's office. The police still can't buy a clue.
Yeah, well, I got a bigger problem. Because if I have to pay for this movie, I won't be able to pay Casey for that heroin that's coming in. And he'll kill me before I'll take an IOU.
Mr. Hagedorn, there's a guy parked across the street. He's been there for close to an hour. Want me to check it out?
Yeah, right away, Oscar. If there's a problem, you know what to do.
Yes, sir. You got some business in this neighborhood? Or you just like watching the grass grow?
Police officer.
Sorry, officer. You know, we've been having a lot of burglaries lately.
Yeah, well, that's why I'm here.
Assignment? What assignment?
If you're looking for AUTOMAN, he's probably down at the J Tree studio.
What?
He introduced himself to Veronica Everly and somehow got invited down to the studio to watch them film that movie she's in.
He went down there alone? Well, I'm sure he's keeping a low profile.
How sure?
Not at all.
When I look at you, the whole world just melts away to nothing.
I've heard it all before, Gib. You just tell a woman what she wants to hear.
What I want to hear from you is that you'll leave with me tomorrow.
Never.
You want me just as much as I want you.
Don't do this to me.
And cut! Okay, that's great. Teddy, let's set up for close-up, shall we? Same positions. Not too shabby. That's great. Not too shabby at all. I liked it. Print it. Okay, that's a cut. I said that's a cut.
How was that?
Terrific. Kitty, you were great. Go relax for me, okay? So, Mr. Mann, you have an agent?
What's an agent?
Like a vampire with a telephone.
Then I definitely don't have one.
Don't worry. You are going to play Gib.
You mean I'm in the movies? Just like that?
They don't call it the Dream Factory for nothing.
Well, I could be the next Clint Eastwood. Dirty Otto. I like the sound of that.
What are you doing?
Oh, hello, Walter.
Honey, that was some of the best acting I've ever seen you do.
Who was acting?
I don't believe this. I leave you alone for an hour, and this is where you wind up?
I thought you'd be more pleased, Walter. I got the part.
You what?
The part I just auditioned for. They want me in their movie.
Oh, my God.
You certainly are a man of many talents, Agent Man. Don't worry. Your secret is safe with me. But don't forget who invited you.
Well, what do you have to say for yourself?
Which do you think is my better side, Walter? Right or left?
Walter? Walter, what is going on? The captain said you were following up a lead on the Gillette case. You almost got your head taken off.
It was worth it. I'm okay, Jack. Here, take a look at this.
That first name, Michael Hagedorn, he's an underworld figure reputed to be a drug trafficker. Gillette died in the middle of investigating that movie Hagedorn was financing.
You figure that he came up with something a little bit more than just gossip, right?
It sure looks that way.
What about this other name?
Philip Eames. I traced him down from the license of the car I saw pull up to Hagedorn's last night. He's evidently Hagedorn's attorney.
You'll notice he must spend all of his time making large cash deposits into brokerage houses.
May 10th, $787,000. May 29th, 644. June 11th, $989,000.
It looks suspiciously like this Eames character makes his living by doing other people's laundry.
Well, he's far too wealthy for that. I doubt he even does his own laundry.
Money laundering, I mean.
Yeah, I'd have to agree with you. All of this money came from accounts in the Cayman Islands. That is one of the most notorious stopping places for illegal profits in the world. Look, I wouldn't be interfering with your investigation if I talked to these men, would I?
Well, Hagedorn is fairly reclusive. One of the few places he's seen is on the set of that film. While you're trying to get at him through the front door, I can be attacking his flank, as it were.
All right, that sounds good. Let's keep in touch with this, all right?
Lieutenant Curtis seems pleased I'm in the movie.
All right. All right. Just as long as you put the investigation first. You can take the part. Just promise me you won't get carried away with it.
Carried away? Me?
Look, I only know Keith Gillette by reputation. I never met the guy.
Well, so then you didn't know that he was doing an in-depth study of the financing of your motion picture, then?
I know he had it in for one of my stars, you know, Veronica Everly.
Veronica, but she wouldn't have anything to do with the financing of your picture, would she? No, of course not. What can you tell me about Philip Eames?
Only that he's my lawyer and he overcharges me. That's about all.
Was he the one who set up the accounts in the Cayman Islands?
Look, I think you better refer those questions to him. I got a $20 million movie I'm trying to keep on its feet.
$20 million. That's a lot of money. Where does a man get $20 million?
Well, either you're born rich, or you're smart, or you get lucky. I was all three.
Thank you very much for your time, Mr. Hagedorn.
Not at all, Lieutenant.
I'll let myself out. Yeah, no, I've got that. Like, why don't you just tell me...
Who was that?
Wouldn't say. Give me a hot tip on the Gillette murder.
You think it's for real?
Well, there's only one way to find out. That's to meet him face to face.
All right, get out! I haven't been able to get a thing out of him. Why don't I just put him out of his misery?
Look, I don't care how long it takes. He's gonna tell you everything he knows.
I'll do my best, sir.
Yeah, you do that.
We're gonna start all over again. You saw all that reporter's last notes, right?
Now that I did.
Then you can tell me exactly what was in them.
As a matter of fact, I can't.
I got all the time in the world, smart guy. You, on the other hand, you're running out of time.
Hello, Phil Ibsby. Phil, how you doing? Oh, how are you, Michael? Phil, I just had a visit from a very nosy Lieutenant Curtis. Hey, take it easy. It's routine. Cooperate. Phil, listen. That cop knew everything about the Cayman Island accounts. I'm telling you, Phil, they know everything.
If we don't finish principal photography of this turkey by 6 p.m. tomorrow, it won't make much of a difference.
How's the movie going? We on schedule?
If there are no catastrophes, we'll make it. But if we don't, you're going to have a hard time explaining to Casey why you can't afford to pay for the goods you ordered.
Nothing's going to hold up the completion of that movie. Nothing.
Thanks for your help, Cursor.
So, Jack never told you where he was going, eh?
Only that he was going to meet someone with a tip on the Gillette case.
If it's any consolation, I know that Agent Mann is looking for Jack right now.
Well, so is every available man I have. That doesn't mean we're going to find him. No, I didn't report a phone problem. You got the wrong office.
It's me.
Agent Mann. Did you find out where Jack is?
No, but I did find out he's alive. And I also found out a number of other things. For starters, Hagedorn and his attorney are supposed to take delivery of 20 kilos of heroin very soon. The only problem is if he can't finish the movie by tomorrow evening, he can't complete the deal.
What has drug smuggling got to do with making movies?
If the movie's not finished, then Hagedorn is. It means he'll have to shell out the whole cost of the movie himself. As a result, he won't be able to buy the drugs.
Sounds crazy.
Agent Mann, you still have a couple of scenes left in the movie, don't you?
Yes. Why?
Then what you've got to do is make sure that they don't finish. Stall them. Throw a tantrum. Do anything. But don't let them complete the scenes.
How is that going to help?
It'll buy us time to find that heroin that's coming in. Hopefully to find Jack.
Well, I tried to trace the call that was placed from where they have Lieutenant Curtis, but they weren't on long enough. This is as far as I got.
First 4 digits. Well, at least that's a start.
Well, what are you waiting for? Go!
He's not here in 5 minutes. I'm going to take him off the film.
You do that and I walk. I'm not doing this scene without him.
Charming.
Morning, Kitty.
Good morning. Mr. Mann, where have you been? Your call was 90 minutes ago.
I guess I overslept.
Oh, well, that's different. He overslept. Would you mind getting into wardrobe? We got to move.
As soon as I have lunch.
Lunch? We don't have time for lunch.
Well, I can't work on an empty stomach.
Who do you think you are?
Frank, look, it's going to take longer to fight with him than to feed him.
Fine. Fine. Lunch. Lunch! 15 minutes!
I'll need 45. I'll start with caviar on toast points, then a nice lobster bisque, and maybe a simple salad with Belgian endive and Japanese mushrooms.
Maybe there's a particular wine you'd like.
No, any pre-war Lafitte Rothschild will do. And if you could send that to my motorhome?
Oh, Mr. Mann, you don't have a motorhome.
Well, make sure by the time lunch gets here that I do. And do something about this blue psych. It clashes with my collar.
Okay, you see Veronica? You do your first 2 lines here, you walk right to her.
Why?
What do you mean, why? Because that's where the rest of the scene is played.
But what's my motivation?
I mean, why am I walking over there as opposed to, say, over here? It seems awfully arbitrary.
No, it's not arbitrary at all. You see, we've spent the last 90 minutes lighting this entire set so that you could play your scene over there.
I'd feel a lot better playing it right here.
Well, I don't give a flying flamingo, Mr. Man. What would make you feel better? We're going to do this scene the way I want to do it, or we're not going to do it at all.
Temper. You let me know when you've moved all the lights. I'll be in my moto.
Move the lights over here. We're going to play the scene over here.
All right, hold the playback.
I like your style. But somehow I get the feeling that what you're doing has more to do with you being a policeman than a prima donna.
You keep that theory to yourself, and I'll make you a star.
I'm already a star.
Then I'll make you dinner.
You're on.
Oh, I've missed you so.
It won't be long now. We wrap this movie. Good old Michael gives me the $18 million to buy the heroin with, and the only thing I'm buying with it are 2 tickets to Rio.
Oh, it sounds wonderful. But you left out one part.
What do you mean, getting rid of Michael?
That's right.
That, my dearest, is something you can leave to me.
Selby. All right, shoot.
Yeah, I've got it. Yeah, we don't pick up the stuff until we've heard it's been paid for. Right.
Come on.
Still haven't heard any word from Curtis. What about that high-powered federal buddy of yours? Has he come up with anything?
Agent Mann. No, he's busy trying to prevent Hagedorn from meeting that 6 o'clock deadline.
Well, what about you?
There's 1,000 phone numbers that start with these 4 digits. I'm just going through the phone company records to see if any of these places seem like promising hideouts.
Well, he's been gone for 36 hours. I just hope he's still alive, that's all.
Hello, Gib.
That's great. Veronica, perfect. Norm, that's going to be the shot. Right where it is. Don't change anything. Ladies and gentlemen, listen up for a minute. As you're all aware, we have only 3 hours to finish this entire scene. I cannot stress enough. I need everyone's cooperation. Everyone's cooperation. Any questions?
Yes, just one. I was just thinking how much more dramatic this scene would be in the middle of a raging snowstorm.
I'll just pretend I didn't hear that. First positions, everybody, okay? Let's see if we can get a run through.
3 more hours and we're home free, huh?
It may just be the 3 longest hours of your life.
21 Denver, take 1 speed.
Marker. Action.
Hello, Gib. It's been a long time.
Not long enough.
Oh, sorry. Do you suppose we could get some cue cards made up, Frank?
Great.
Captain,
What?
I think I've got something.
What is it?
This phone number. It's a brand new installation in an abandoned building.
Now, why would anybody want to put a brand new phone line in an abandoned building? I think I just answered my own question. Have you got an address on that?
I sure do.
All right, then let's get going.
Okay, look.
You hear something? You're hearing things. Turn it up. Turn it up.
Midcourt. 15 on the timer.
As we take a look at it again, we see that...
All right, boys, toss your weapons over here, nice and easy. Come on in, boys.
Captain, you all right?
All right, freeze. Yeah.
Hold it. Come on. You certainly are trigger happy. It wouldn't surprise me if you're the man who murdered Keith Gillette.
You're crazy.
Who knows? Maybe that gun of yours will match the bullet that killed him.
It was my idea. Hagedorn put me up to it, I swear.
Captain, I never thought I'd be so glad to see you.
Well, thank you, buddy Nebusha. He figured it out.
If we're not too late, I think I know where we can find a couple $1 million worth of heroin. Come here.
Take over. I'll see you later.
Where you going?
I'm gonna make sure Hagedorn and his lawyer don't get the sudden impulse to leave town.
Wally, thank you.
Let's go.
Captain, you need some attention.
No, I'm all right. Come on, let's go. Watch it.
Marker. We've got less than an hour. I don't care what happens. Just keep the camera rolling.
Don't worry. You know what they call me? The miracle worker. Action!
Hello, Gib. It's been a long time.
Time is a relative concept. Einstein proved that.
It's not the right line. Keep rolling.
As the velocity of an object approaches the speed of light.
He doesn't want you, Gene. Can't you see that?
Those clouds up there certainly look threatening. Maybe we should go inside.
What clouds?
Cursor? Be careful, Cursor. Don't hurt anyone.
Gino.
All right, stand up with your hands raised. Where's that dope? I said, where is the dope?
Let's get out of here.
Captain Boyd.
Over here, Curtis.
You all right?
Yeah.
I think I'm getting a little old for this.
Really funny.
Very funny. Let's find the dope. All right. Here, look the other way. Eureka.
Here.
Why don't you ride with us? That's already good.
I don't believe it. How could something like this happen? I'm out 20 million.
It's the least of your problems.
What's going on?
Very simple. You give me the combination of your safe, and I become a very wealthy man.
You're not getting your hands on my money.
Never.
Stay away, Kitty. He's lost his mind.
I don't think he'll hurt me, Michael.
Drop it! Now!
Back up. Back up. All right. Who wants to talk first?
Hold it!
Going somewhere, Mr. Reeves?
Coming down.
Well done, Walter. Very well done indeed.
How was your performance, Otto? Sorry I missed it.
I think it'd be fair to say it was a real showstopper.
Well, that's the report, Otto. Another case closed.
I must say the role of actor was amusing, but I infinitely prefer that of crime fighter.
Well, that's a relief to hear. I was afraid you might have gotten the bug.
Have you two seen this?
What?
It's Sheila Dunham's gossip column, page 3.
Production has stopped abruptly on the $20 million feature The Silver Dawn, with federal and local investigators arresting producer Michael Hagedorn, his lawyer Philip Eames, and several other persons on charges of drug smuggling. How about that?
Keep reading.
Even a bigger mystery than the fate of the film is the whereabouts of Hollywood newcomer Otto J. Mann, who, according to those who've seen the footage, stole the show. Here's hoping we see more of the handsome Mr. Mann. I don't believe this. Have you ever heard anything more ridiculous in your life?
I couldn't agree with you more. Oh, by the way, I'd like to ask your opinion about something.
Okay.
When I answer my fan mail, should I sign AUTOMAN or just plain Auto?
Oh, come on.